Hello, everyone. I wanted to point your attention to my recent essay and video on Greenland, NATO, and the founders' view on collective security agreements. I figured it was fitting given the recent talk about acquiring Greenland, tariffing Europe, and the Canadian Prime Minister's recent comments that said essentially the US-led rules-based international order is effectively dead. In the video, we chat about the founders' vision of the US's role in the Society of Nations and discuss who we want to be as a people in the international community. According to many historians, collective security concerns made one of the most persuasive arguments for ratifying the US Constitution. It was this principle that drew the colonies and then states into an ever closer and more perfect union in opposition to the then global superpowers of the time. The founders recognized that a crucial part of collective security included creating avenues where disagreements between members or states could be settled through the law rather than physical might, threat, and violence. This created stability and prosperity, allowing the members to stand more united against external threats. The founders also hoped the U.S. would become a city on a hill that would inspire other peoples to erect their own temples of liberty around the world. The founders hoped that the U.S.'s successful experiment in democratic self-governance would inspire other peoples to try their own experiments, creating a more stable, prosperous, cooperative, free, and peaceful world. However, the current administration seems bent on abandoning our democratic allies and undermining our most important and successful collective security agreement, NATO. Instead, they seem to prefer to align with authoritarian regimes and undermine the US-led rules-based international order, and with it, institutions the US helped create to prevent another world war. Our NATO allies have stood by us and protected us. When we triggered Article 5 after 9/11, they answered. They fought with us and died with us. And they fought with us in many other wars. This alliance has kept us safe, allowed us to prosper, and made us a global superpower. It is also one we bound ourselves to through a treaty. The hint is in the name. And that makes it the law of the land. If we break our word, one sealed in law and blood, who will ever trust us again? Even now, the continuing threats and comments are making us look untrustworthy in the eyes of our allies, undermining NATO, jeopardizing our security, and eroding our standing in the world. And what will we gain from this? More security? I'm not a military expert, but I know we already have troops in Greenland, about 17 bases if I remember correctly. And if we invade, it appears we'll lose our most important collective security agreement, potentially turn our European allies against us, and effectively return us to an international political landscape that gave us 2 world wars. And for what? I'm asking because I'm honestly not very sure what we, the people, are supposed to gain from all of this. Moreover, when physical might, threat, and violence become the primary means of establishing security, they also become the primary means of communication on the international stage. That is one of the real benefits of the rules-based order. It provides another avenue of communication through laws and rules. Now, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it gives us a means to communicate short of war. And this is one of the great benefits the founders saw in the more perfect union created by the US Constitution. And some, such as James Wilson, hoped that it would also be applied to the Society of Nations, that we would settle disputes with lawyers rather than guns. So again, I ask, who do we want to be on the global stage? Do we want to align with our founding ideals and help create a more secure, stable, prosperous, and democratic world through collaboration, dialogue, inspiration, and collective security? Do we want to help fix and improve the rules-based order? Or are we really okay with tearing it all down, betraying our allies, and relying on physical might alone? As always, it's still up to us to decide. That's still what we the people means. And for now, I'll leave you to ponder and decide on that. However, if you found this interesting, I've attached the link to the longer video and essay. You can also find essays and videos on similar topics on my YouTube and Substack channel, Fireside Chats with Dr. Peters. Please feel free to ask questions, leave comments, and by all means, subscribe. I put out new videos and essays every Friday. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great evening.